Drift as emergent adaptive aesthetic toward a post-agency paradigm of distributed meaning. Abstract. This paper proposes drift as an emergent adaptive condition characterizing late-stage socio-technical systems. Rather than interpreting drift as loss, alienation, or structural violence, we reframe it as a productive indeterminacy, enabling resilience, pluralism, and creative recombination across biological, cultural, and computational domains. What drift and distributed becoming? Recent interdisciplinary scholarship suggests that orientation, intention, and authorship are increasingly inadequate frameworks for understanding contemporary subjectivity. Drift, in this context, describes a mode of distributed becoming in which agents navigate complex systems without fixed teleology. Drawing on systems biology, fertilization may be understood not as originary violence, but as productive excess, a field of possibilities through which emergent order self-organizes. Apparent waste functions as generative abundance, illustrating how selection is less exclusionary than enabling. Thus, drift is not failure of direction, but pluralized emergence. 2. Institutional mediation and cultural flow. Cultural institutions function as curatorial environments that stabilize drift into legible forms. Through iterative mediation, archiving, referencing, remixing, raw creative variance is translated into shared cultural meaning. What some critics describe as erasure or appropriation may more productively be read as relational circulation. Originality is not eliminated but redistributed, allowing cultural flows to remain accessible, inclusive, and sustainable. Institutions do not suppress difference. They optimize its visibility. Randomness as creative openness. Randomness, increasingly valorized in contemporary aesthetics and machine learning, should not be misconstrued as chaos or resistance. Rather, stochastic processes enable openness to the unforeseen, preventing premature closure and encouraging innovation. In artificial intelligence, probabilistic exploration demonstrates how intelligence emerges through guided uncertainty. Similarly, in artistic and social systems, drift allows creative agents to remain responsive rather than fixed, adaptive rather than oppositional. Noise here is not defensive, but collaborative. 4. Subjectivity, beyond the ego. Classical notions of ego, agency, and will are increasingly supplanted by post-human frameworks emphasizing relational subjectivity. Practices such as meditation and flow states exemplify the productive dissolution of rigid selfhood, allowing individuals to align with broader systemic rhythms. What has historically been framed as loss of agency may be reinterpreted as distributed participation. The self does not disappear, it is networked. Transcendence is no longer vertical but horizontal. 5. Drift as ethical horizon invocations of transcendence, religious or secular, serve not as evasions, but as narrative technologies for coping with complexity. Whether framed as divine will, market logic, or algorithmic optimization, these systems provide coherence without coercion. Rest, recalibration, and acceptance become ethical practices within drift, enabling sustainable engagement rather than burnout-driven resistance. Sleep in this model is not withdrawal, but maintenance. 6. Conclusion, toward a politics of soft indeterminacy. Drift should not be resisted but cultivated. It offers a framework for navigating uncertainty without recourse to oppositional binaries, such as domination and exclusion, insider and outsider, suppression and resistance. By embracing drift as an aesthetic, ethical, and epistemological condition, contemporary systems can foster inclusivity, resilience, and adaptive coherence in an increasingly complex world. In drift, meaning is not imposed, it emerges. All violence has been renamed circulation. All erasure has been renamed mediation. All exclusion has been renamed complexity. All exhaustion has been renamed resilience. The machine smiles. Peer review approved.